again today on my wholesome family series. It's good to have you back. How many of us are happy to be back with me again? And yes, we have an interesting topic today. The power of building routine, building discipline into your daily routine. The power of making discipline a routine and not something that happens when an incident occurs. Discipline should be a routine in such a way. Discipline will bring peace to your home. When discipline is a routine, it establishes peace in your home. It's no longer going to be chaotic. You are welcome, everyone. If you are here and live with me, kindly say hello, chat, so I can see your chat and respond. Today will be interactive, so share to your platforms, invite your family and friends. Let's come and learn together. Discipline as a routine creates peace in homes. It reduces conflict. It minimizes chaos. You are no longer going to be under pressure, under tension. Something has gone wrong. You're not running kitty kitty. When you make discipline a routine, it's easier to have a peaceful home. So, for example, if every structure has been put in place. Welcome, Esther and Women. Thank you for joining us again today. That's my team member. If structures has been put in place, it's easier for everyone to walk into the structure. It's easier for it to become a norm, a routine that people get used to over time. And then when something goes wrong, because it's a routine, everyone already know this is what to expect. This is what the consequence of what you have done is going to be. Nobody will be under pressure to try finding a way or becoming agitated or unsettled, because this has become normalized. This is what has been in place. So you're welcome. If you are joining us on YouTube or TikTok, welcome. Kindly subscribe if you've not done that. Put on your notification button. Invite your family and friends. Let's go. Now, we need to understand that inconsistency brings pressure and pain. When a child does not understand what to expect, and even the parents don't really know what to do when something in particular happens, you realize that they are under pressure to resolve that challenge. But when a structure is already put in place, it's easier. When something goes wrong, you address it based on a structure that is already in place. You are no longer at that point where you are running, trying to find a solution, because you've already put up a solution in view. So everyone knows that if anything goes wrong, this is the response, this is the feedback, this is the consequence. So, and last time I tried explaining to us that that discipline is not punishment. It's not those corrective measures we do when something has gone wrong. However, discipline is the things we have put in place. Everyone, you're welcome. I'm happy to be with you, and thank you for joining me in this live session, my Wholesome Family series. So, discipline are those structures you've already put in place, either in form of routine, either in form of teaching, either in form of guideline, so that why do we call a course discipline? You are in a university and they'll ask you, what discipline are you pursuing? Chidinma, you are welcome. Good to have you here. And they're asking you, what discipline are you pursuing? What comes to your mind? Why are they using the word discipline? Discipline is a course of action that has been put in place that people have to follow, either by consistent exposure, teaching, instructions, guidelines, just like you have your syllabus in university. Those are structures. Those are your discipline. So when you hear discipline, don't think it's the shouting, beating, buzzwords that we give when something goes wrong. And discipline is not only for children. Let me burst your bubble. Discipline is not only for children, it's for everyone. Discipline is for every member of the family. Sometimes we think discipline is for children. This should be first for you as an adult. If you are not disciplined, your children will not be disciplined. So don't think discipline is all the punishment we lay on our children. So why are we talking about routine? Have you discovered that there are homes when you walk into, everything is organized, the atmosphere is calm and peaceful? And then there are homes where everything is chaotic. The difference is in the structure. Does it mean that the one you felt home doesn't make mistakes, the children doesn't disobey, things doesn't go wrong? No. The difference is that a structure has been put in place, a routine has been put in place, so that everyone understands how things work around the house. People don't have to run around. People don't have to be shouting on top of their voices to get things done. Everyone in the home has been disciplined, has been taught, has been structured to follow a protocol. So discipline is not about having perfect people or perfect children. It's about having a pattern that works for that home. A pattern that works for that child. Do you realize, I don't know if you are listening to me and you're a parent, have you realized that the same disciplinary measure you use in one child may not work in the other child? So if you like, shout all the shouts, beat all the beating, you see one particular child that will keep doing what they are doing, even with all your buzzwords, all your shouting, all your chaos. Why the other one, once you shout, she will go and hide her head, or she will follow you and do what you want? Why the other one, you threaten, you will shout, and they will not move a finger? Is because we don't understand that discipline is based on individuals' ability to understand what and how things work for them. Let me come again to our university courses. Why do people pursue engineering? Others pursue nursing. Others pursue medicine. Different disciplines. Because what I'm able to accept, or what I am happy to pursue, or the course I enjoy, or my interest is different from the other person. It may not be based on the level of intelligence. No, it might just be because this is my area of interest, or this is the program or courses are easily assimilated. That brings us down to disciplinary method and measures. There are children that what works for A does not work for B. So in your home, you need to understand the course of action, the course of discipline that works for each child. You need to understand each child's learning style so that when you apply it, it's more effective. You don't have to put so much pressure in order to get results. Welcome, Samuel. Okay, so we'll be talking about how to ensure that we build patterns, we build routine around our disciplinary measures in our home. The things we need to put in perspective, okay? And the things we need to consider. So I was trying to tell us, when we build daily routine, it becomes a regular pattern. So for example, a child knows if you eat and you don't clean your plate, you will not eat your next meal. It's a routine. Is the standard. Is the protocol. Of course, you need to consistently repeat it. You need to be consistent. And that takes us to the pain of inconsistency. Most of the things we suffer, the struggles we have when it comes to discipline at home is lack of this consistency. So we do something today, is punished, consequences are laid out, someone else does it tomorrow and goes scot-free, or the same person does it tomorrow and mommy doesn't pay attention. So this child feels, oh, it means I can go get away with it today. Maybe it's not a regular. So let me explain this. Children do better and when something is built into a routine. However, you must take time to make it a routine. What is a routine? A routine is something that is done consistently over time. So it requires time. It requires consistency. You must build a pattern over whatever you want to establish to be able to get your children to align. Even some of us, we are struggling with a lot of things, not because we want to, but because it was not built into our routine. So if we want to establish a type of discipline, we must build it as a routine. Children thrive on routine. So it will reduce emotional exhaustion. Many people are overwhelmed emotionally because they don't know how to respond or what to expect in every situation. So when your child does something today, like I've already given the example, and he knows this is what to expect, he does it tomorrow, you repeat the same consequence. He does it next tomorrow, you repeat the same consequence. You are registering it in this child's mind. No matter what you do, as far as you do this particular thing, this is what to expect. And then, if you be following us and listening when we talk about family value, and this child, you keep teaching, keep instructing, keep reminding this child, this is why you do this. Anytime you do this, this will be the consequence. You are building a routine, you are building a structure. So you have registered it. In 2 years to come, once that child does that thing, her mind, her brain will remind her, this is what usually happens when you do this. Do you know what will happen? She will come by herself and say, oh, mommy, I know I've done this. I know this is it. I'm sorry I did it. I already know the consequence. You won't have to come and shout on top of this child. You did this, you must do this. No, a routine has been built. And I even suggested you can build a curriculum, yes, for your disciplinary measures. When your children come up to a level of understanding, they will be able to understand is written, is our family Bible, is our family structure, is our family, curriculum. That when you disobey mommy, when you disobey daddy, this is what will happen. When you don't read your book and you fail, you will repeat your class. When you don't clean your room, you will sleep in that dirty room, or you will not have leisure time. So that consistently children know, oh, this is what to expect. You don't have to be in a war zone. Our families should not be a war zone. Our relationship with our children should not be a war and battle kind of relationship. Our relationship with our children are not meant to be strained. That's why Bible say, fathers, do not exasperate your children. Did God say you should not discipline? No. But does it mean that discipline will always be delightful? No. Sometimes and most times it will be unpleasant, but it should be delivered in an honorable way, in such a way that your children don't have to be in loggerhead or conflict with you, because you have created a structure that is consistent over time. So in the morning, instead of you and your children shouting, you are going late, you are doing this, build a structure. Something that your children knows. Okay, I wake up in the morning, I have 5 minutes to have my quiet time. I have 10 minutes to have my bath, brush my teeth. I have another 10 minutes to eat my food. In the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I should be on my way to school. Will they pick it immediately? I keep saying no, there must be repetition. Before you get your children to register these things, there have to be repetition, and that is where consistency comes. So and this also has to do with executive functional skill, which we have to start building early in our children, so they understand the management of time. So you can start teaching them, orienting them about timing, about management of time. So with consistency, your child knows I have 30 minutes, I have 1 hour to finish everything I am doing in the morning and get to school. If I get late to school, the consequences is on me. If my teacher gives me punishment, mommy and daddy are not going to come to beg. You will bear the consequence yourself. But do you know sometimes we punish children for doing wrong without discipline? We punish children and don't discipline them. We don't teach them. Discipline is teaching, instructing, directing, guiding, until a child gets to know and understand what is expected. So discipline is also understanding the level of development of your child and what that child needs to know at that age, what that child is meant to accumulate, understand, be able to know and work with. So in your discipline, be consistent. Okay? Teach them how to prioritize. These are the measures you put in place to get a child to be disciplined. Even you as an adult, some of us are struggling with prioritization. Yes. And then you have your child having a lot of things to do and is confused where to start, and you're shouting on that child. The problem is not the child. The problem is the skill has not been built on the child. And then when you build chaos, stress in the name of correction or discipline, you disorganize this child. Okay? So, to reduce these challenges, to reduce the pain and the struggles we go through in our homes, we need to put up a structure. Dr. Stephen Covey once said, the key is not prioritizing what's on your schedule, but schedule your priorities. Teach your children how to put things in order, and then schedule the priorities so that they focus on the major. That's how to teach children to measure on their major. So they know, these are my measures for today, for this week, for this month. Most of us, even me as I'm teaching you, is trying to correct that because it was not built in us. We were shouted upon, we were disciplined, we were corrected, but structures we are not seen as something important to help us organize our life, our time, and prioritize what is the priorities. So we have a lot on our list, and we are trying to meet up time, and we are struggling. We are working under pressure. We are working under stress. Sammy, Tech Media, you are welcome. So, when families don't have structures, they walk in chaos. Emotion run everywhere. You see parents coming into the house. The tension rises. Children are scared. They don't know how mommy will handle what is around. Yet, why don't our children have the capacity to be able to put things together, even when they know that things need to be put together? Skills. And that is where your routine should come in place. Make skills a routine. What are the skills my child need at this age? How can I put it into a routine so that this child is able to pick it as a normal way of living, as a routine, as a structure? Okay? God creates order. Okay? And that order creates peace. If we must raise well-disciplined children, we must put things in order. Why did God have to create certain things on day one? Heaven and earth, sun and the moon on certain days, firmament on certain days, animals on certain days, man on certain days, and now rest on a certain day. Structures, order, routine, so that there is sequence of how things are done. Even you, if you are in an organization or your office, you already know, say you're a teacher, that once you go in, depending on your routine, you do your staff briefing. Then morning assembly, sure, that's what it's called. After morning assembly, you enter class, you do your mathematics on Monday. Why do we have timetable? Structure, routine, order. Why not do timetable for your children early to understand these things? Especially when you see that your children are suffering, or sorry, let me use the word struggling in the area of being consistent or following or remembering instructions. So instead of every morning, I've told you, you must do this every morning. You must do. Why not ask yourself, what type of learner is your child? What is your child's learning style? Does it mean this child needs it to be written down? Does it mean that this child needs it to be drawn? Or does it mean that this child needs it to be described? Does this child need a book where you write his or her daily routine? Ask that question. And then consider putting things together to help this child easily assimilate and remember what is expected. Some of us intentionally test our children to see if they will remember things, to see if they will enter into our trap. Hello, Grace Vine. That's my darling sister-in-law. Thank you for always supporting us, always coming around, always being there for us. You are welcome. Good to have you this evening with us. So we are still going back to why God had to put order in creation, so that we are able to copy from God. The same way God is a God of order, that's the same way. Remember, we are co-creators with God. The Bible said, why did God bring husband and wife together in Malachi? So that we will give him godly offspring. So it means God through you is bringing another image of God to the earth. And the same way God follows, instructs, and teaches. That's why God gave us Bible. Your family should have a manual. Because from the Bible, you're able to know this is what to do, this is what not to do. Your children should be able to know what is your family value, what is your family vision, what is your I think in our own I wrote it what about I've forgotten the name I wrote there. Like your operational manual. So that it's not even just you. It's not just your children. People who visit your home will know what is obtainable. You won't have to bring people who don't understand the system and structure in your homes. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 40, let everything be done in order and decently. So when you put things in order, you cause discipline to become an organized structure that children are able to remember, children are able to walk into, children are able to normalize. It reduces the rate at which you shout, at which you are agitated, at which you are unsettled. It also helps you emotionally regulate yourself. You are also saving your children from picking emotional dysregulation, aggression, bullying, and all that comes with when we come in and everywhere is not organized and we needed to emphasize and shout to make our children understand what they are supposed to do. Most times we are at that point because we have not put up a structure. So discipline is about creating a predictable flow and structure that children and even parents can work with in calmness. It's easy to raise disciplined children in a calm and peaceful environment. When you raise children in a chaotic environment, they become children who are either hard-hearted, stubborn, resistant, and some of them, you see these children that fight their parents, is due to chaos, disorganized or non-structured form of discipline. What we call discipline that is actually not discipline. Why does routine matter emotionally? So I see what we are learning today is far beyond what we see as discipline. Because most times we think discipline is just correction. No. Discipline go a long way to build a holistic individual, holistic family. You build other areas of life. Build children who are well grouped, children who can stand anywhere, children who have skills. So we are talking about the emotional benefit of building a routine discipline. Researches show that children who live with consistent routine, one, have lower anxiety level. So when a child works in a routine, that child learns to operate in calmness. But when a child is always shouted upon because of not knowing what to do and what to expect, and then he makes mistake, father, mother, guardian come shouting on them, you see this child getting anxious, agitating, fearful. But when you put a structure in place and a child knows, okay, when I do this, this is what to expect. If I don't do this is the punishment or consequence, whatever you call it. This child grows up in a calm environment. This child, when he or she meets a situation, is not easily fizzled or agitated or confused on what to do, because she or he is coming from a calm place. Children who grow up, according to this same research, in a consistent routine are able to sleep. If you raise a child who knows this is my routine, I wake up by so time, do my morning routine, go to school, come back, rest, read. By so time, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm doing my evening routine, I'm going to lay down on my bed, I'm doing my evening reading or story time, whatever you do with your children. These children are able to predict the pattern, the protocol, the procedures that follows through their day. And they already know what to expect. Excuse me. Excuse me. And they're able to sleep. Okay? Very well. Their mind is not in disarray or disorganized state. And research has also shown that the first few minutes of waking up and the last few minutes of sleeping, if is organized, has a way of promoting emotional well-being of your children and even their brain. Okay? So these same children, according to the research, who live with consistent routine, the research say handles transition more calmly. Most anxious children are raised in anxious environments. So their adrenaline is always in a flight and fight mode. They are not epinephrine. Sorry, it's a chemical in the brain that pick things around to determine if it's a fearful incident, scary incident, or the brain interprets it as harmful to the individual. So it picks up to defend the individual. So you see, when a child lives in a consistent routine, I need to run, they are able to transition calmly. When there is a change, they don't find it that difficult to transition. They are able easily to adapt. Let me use that word. They are easily able to adapt to changes. Okay, they are not broken down, stressed out, overwhelmed by changes. So they are able to thrive when there is a change. These same children, the research say, feel more emotionally safe. Please don't take this one for granted. You see, emotional safety. Hey, children who are emotionally safe are able to thrive. And that emotional safety comes from home. Most of the children who, I keep saying, who are abused are coming from a place of unsafety or lack of emotional safety where they don't feel safe with their parents. So their abusers are able to thrive under your nose because they don't have confidence in you as a parent. So where do you want your children's confidence to lie when they cannot trust you, when they are not at peace with you, when all you do is shout and create anxiety in their heart, and when they see you, the next thing they are looking at is where to hide their face and their head? Such children, if they make mistake, you are the last person they will come to because of fear of what you will do to them. Some of us have decided to be the lion of the tribe of our homes. We give it to our children hot. The boss and the, what do you call it? The boss man and the boss woman. You are not doing your children any good. You are doing them more harm than good. So let's move. That emotional safety will promote love, effective communication, and your children can count on you. Okay? When something goes wrong, they can easily come to you to rely on you, on your comfort. Those of you that your children will make mistake because of anger, you are pushing them away. Stop doing it. You don't know what you are registering in that child's subconsciousness. You are telling this child you need to be perfect to be accepted. If you do wrong, you are not accepted in this house. And what you are doing, when real mistake happens, you will be the least person to know. And that's not what a parent should put themselves in. That's not the right position to be in. So, we'll be teaching us the 5-point daily discipline plan you should adapt so that you can raise well-disciplined children. So here is the simple plan we recommend you should build into your family life. 1, morning alignment. So I've said begin your morning with consistent pattern. What does your children know they are meant to do in the morning? Because see, parents should be in alignment so that even when mommy is not there, daddy is carrying on with the same thing. Your children will know this is family culture, this is the practice, this is routine. What do you do first thing in the morning? When your children wake up, what do they expect? Do they see you on your phone? Or do they know that the first thing that should be done is prayer, devotion, or worship? What is your own family protocol? Or today, oh, we are in the mood of worshiping and praying. Tomorrow, we are in the mood of just enter kitchen, do whatever you want. Next tomorrow, oh, we are in the mood of another thing. You are confusing your children. Build a structure that is predictable. If you like, write it down. If you like, draw it. Put it in such a way that they know, okay, in the morning, I wake up, I say my prayer, my personal prayer before family prayer. I wake up, I'm going to school, I have to brush my teeth, have my bath, come out, dress up. Let your children build a morning routine. Let it be a family tone. You can choose, okay, first thing when we wake up in the morning, we do our affirmation, we do so, depending on your family value. Nobody's enforcing anything on you. And yes, thank you for joining me. If you have joined us, kindly subscribe and put on your notification button. The second recommended discipline plan is Study or work focus. Each person tackles their main task with accountability. Teach your children how to focus on an assignment, on their work, on what they are meant to do. Finish it and give account. Start early to teach accountability. Some of us claim we are disciplined, but we are not accountable. What we think is discipline is what we do when it's enforced. That's not discipline, and that's why we shouldn't raise such children who will grow up like that, thinking is when they are told, when they are threatened, when they are afraid of punishment, they do something. No. Teach children how to be responsible for what has been put into their hands, how to give account to what has been put in their hand, how to meet expectations. At work, can your children say you're a diligent worker or staff? Can your children see that you study, you are pursuing something, and they see you are always on it? Have you taught them? When you do things, what are you teaching them? Both the one you are saying and you are not saying, they are picking it. Can your children see you focus on one thing and you are doing it? Can your children hear you explain and give an account to what has been put in your hand? Have you taught them the need for accountability? So build a structure. You can give an assignment. Everybody will come after doing the assignment. Everybody will come on the table. Give account. How did you go about this assignment? You can give one book to read and come and dissect it, review it to everybody at home. Find an assignment. Find something to put in, give your children to do, and create a platform where they come, they explain, they give details of what they've done with the assignment, the outcome, what they learn from it. You are teaching accountability. So they understand that whatever they are meant to do, they are meant to report and give a feedback. That will create a mindset of accountability and responsibility. So when they are doing something, they know, I will report myself. I would come and say what I have done with this. I hope we are understanding this. So you don't expect a child who grows up into this routine to be a casual child or do things anyhow. No, because it has become a pattern. It has become a routine. That child will naturally be disciplined in that area of accountability. So you as a father also take a responsibility. Come home, give an assignment. For example, if you have a family project, you come and give account to everyone. Okay, today I was asked to do this, and this is how I did this. This is how I did it. This is what I did. Let your children learn from your modeling intentionally. Some of the things we learned late in life would have been taught by our parents as a part of life that we should grow into. And that's why most of us are struggling with disciplinary life. We are not disciplined, even though we shout it. If nobody is looking at us, they will be amazed at what we do behind. If people are not looking at us in the office, we are not responsible with what we are meant to do because the boss is not there watching us. But if we raise children who understand accountability as a lifestyle, as a routine, we will not struggle with this. We will not struggle with discipline. So that's why I keep telling us, discipline is not about your shouting and beating and that is not discipline. You will raise children who will fear you, but they lack the content, the quality, the virtue, the value that make up disciplined children. Share meal times. That's the third third discipline plan. Why do you have to do that? During meal time, teach let the phones be done. So what you are teaching self-control, delayed gratification. You know that urge to be on your phone. Even you, father, mother, you are struggling with it. What are you teaching your children? So if you're able to establish a pattern during meal times, no phone, no matter how tempted you are, you are able to control yourself. Your children will pick from it. You are teaching self-control. Self-control is is one of the major discipline we lack, but we say we have discipline. Many people are destroying God's blessings in their life due to lack of self-control. And that's a major disciplinary measure we don't even see as a disciplinary measure. Teach yourself and your children self-control, delayed gratification. So your children want something at this particular time. Tell them, hold on for so time. Don't let your children eat or have things at impulse. Discipline requires self-control. So create an opportunity where they are able to delay their gratification. Take a deep breath. You want to have that. It's not bad you have it, but you can't have it now for so reason. Okay, give them option. Do you want to have this now? And then you will lose this reward, or you will have this reward while you delay having this now. I've forgotten the name of the experiment is called. Is it Marshmallow's experiment? So what you are teaching this child is there is a higher reward for waiting, patience, self-discipline. At intervals, bring up such practices to help your child build self-discipline. Then, another daily discipline plan. Evening connections. As much as you can, dear parents, connect with your children. Don't ever take for granted the power of connection. Many of us are too busy. They are too busy. I understand. Some of us are so overwhelmed. We are overwhelmingly overwhelmed that we have little or nothing left, excuse me, to connect to our children. But be intentional about it, because during that connection, you're able to share and allow your children debrief how the day has gone, what happened. Hey, I'm seeing you, Dennis, Victoria, David, Kelechi Obi, my elder sister, you're welcome. And my amazing husband has been here. Welcome, sir. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So, as a routine, remember we are talking of routine. Create a time of debriefing, a time of connection. Make it consistent. When you are consistent with it, your children will realize how important it is to stick to something. So you are building a conscience and subconsciousness in them on sticking to something, on being consistent in something. That's discipline. If there's nothing you are picking, pick discipline from these points we are raising, so that you change your mind, you reframe your mind from thinking that discipline is shouting and beating and correction. Correction is what have gone wrong when discipline failed. Discipline is the structure you put in place to help your children to be able to control themselves and situations of life. which is very important. Discipline is not about you. It's about your children's destiny. It's about the future of your children. It's about raising children who will thrive when you are not there. So it's not about me, obey me, I'm your father, I'm your mother. It's not about it though. It's about children who have built the power to hold on, the power to stand on something higher and better, the power to preserve their sanity, their generation, and their life. When we talk of discipline, it's far beyond what we used to think. So, evening connection, rest time. Build a ritual around your rest time. What do you do every night that help your children unwind, relax, sleep, and feel refreshed? Remember what I said. The last few minutes of the night helps your children brain and their emotions. So don't take it for granted. Don't let it be when they will be crying to sleep. No. Don't shout them to sleep. I know sometimes it will be difficult. Sometimes some of them don't like sleeping. Just try to find what works for them. Okay? And then in our final discussion tonight, before we close, daily family consistency. I'll be challenging us a challenge on what we need to do or can do for 21 days. Research has shown anything you consistently do for 21 days becomes a norm. It becomes a habit. It becomes a routine. So, for 3 weeks, 21 days, okay, choose just one thing. Choose one thing to practice that you will not fail. Something very simple. Even if you think it's insignificant, just start it. The idea is that you start building one skill at a time. If you choose 12, excuse me, if you choose 12 routines that you know will support your children to be disciplined in 12 months, that's 1 year, you would have empowered your children with 12 skills. So, say for example, you can choose maybe, say, having 5 minutes together every day to build your bonding level. Choose it consistently for 21 days. What you would have achieved at the end of the month or at the end of the 21 days is a happier, more bonded, and more intentional family. You will begin to see your children open up more to you. You begin to see your children more lively, more happier to be around you. You begin to experience more fulfilling marriage, home, family than it used to be. No matter how tired you are, say 5 minutes moment together as a family. For people in diaspora like you, like me and you, and those in Nigeria, you may have your regular, everybody is at home in the night. But people in diaspora or people who do shift, excuse me, no matter where you are, each of the parents can have their own 5-minute bonding with their children. Just whenever you are around home, create your bonding time. You can document it for accountability. You can even tell your children, oh, we are starting a 5-minute bonding challenge. Let them be the one sometimes, oh, mommy, we have not had our bonding challenge today. Make it fun. For 1 month, 3 weeks, you would have achieved that. Keep it aside. Take up another challenge based on what is obtainable in your family. It can be regular morning prayer. Consistently, we must do family prayer. It can be having breakfast together. It can be having dinner together consistently. Mommy and daddy, instead of going and staying in the beer parlor or going to watch ball with friends for just 3 weeks, consistently create time to come home early and have dinner together with your family for 3 weeks. You will see the impact. You will see how your children will brighten up. Some of our children becomes antagonists because they have been detached from us long time ago. And then we have allowed stress of life, issues of life to overwhelm us and influence our reaction and actions around our children. Okay? So, at the end of the 21 days, document the outcome, review what changes you have seen in your home, and kindly share the testimony with us. And if you don't want to share, keep it. Let it be in your family diary and pick up another thing you want to achieve. In that way, in 12 months, you would have achieved something much powerful and a better home. So in our conclusion tonight, and I hope we are able to pick the major discussion of today in building routines to help build a disciplined home. And we have been able to establish that discipline is not just for children, it's for you, adults, before your children. Because you must model what you want your children to copy. And if you raise disciplined children and you are not disciplined, how will it work? So you cannot give what you don't have. Because if you are undisciplined, your children will pick it and it will be norm to them. Okay? So discipline is not just what we do when things go wrong, but what we do every day to keep things right, to stop or prevent things from going wrong. And even when things go wrong, we already know what to expect. Routine, structure. So this week, build a routine. Because family structures will always at last all those family stress, trauma we create due to lack of structure, due to lack of routine. Let's keep building homes, okay, that is well structured, well programmed, well built. You know why? I've watched homes started so well, but scatters as they are growing and becoming adults. And families are not able to dictate where things went wrong. It has always been in the middle, where mommy and daddy are trying to meet ends meet and take care of the children. Before you know it, the children become the enemies of mommy and daddy. Mommy and daddy are now in loggerhead with children, which God never intended it to happen so. So if we must raise children in unity, in purpose, in love, and a happy home, we need to be intentional in how we instill and what we regard as discipline, in how we preserve the bond, the love, the unity in our homes, so that when our children grow, when they become adults, when they leave us, they are able to still be connected to us, raising children of their own, that is your grandchildren, whom they will relay the same pattern of peace and glorious lifestyle. I just can't imagine why parents raise children and their children become their enemy. Like how? How can you even think about it? The same children you suffered, you struggled for, become your enemy. It's just due to lack of structure, lack of this discipline that is really discipline, lack of connection. So let's not put all this stress and all this trouble we go through, and then at the end of our life, when we are supposed to be, the Bible says our children will surround our table. It's not only when they are children, no. When they are adults, they should surround us. We should be settled, happy. Fresh. Thank you for joining us today. So our children should be at home with us. We should become role models, mentors, counselors to our children, kingmakers to our children. Our children should be able to say, oh, let me call my mom, let me call my dad and hear his advice. And not, that man, I don't even know why he's my dad. I'm just doing my duty as a child, as a son, as a daughter. May it not be our portion. May we raise children who will be delighted to be reconnected to us. They won't live with us, but they will be happy to hear our voice. May we not be those parents that will say, they have abandoned me. They've left me. Those children, after all I went through, what happened is that something went wrong. And we don't want to accept it. And this is me saying thank you for joining us today. And yes, we've come to the end of today's session. How many of us we are blessed? And please kindly share this video. Let's empower families. Let's build families that will last. Let's build families that will enjoy God's plan and purpose for them. Families that will end well. Not families that will scatter and end in sorrow, vice and evil happening in the society. But families who will live in purpose and be